My name is April, and today we're talking about chord progressions the James Blunt way. Today we're going to talk about 3 ways to make your chord progressions more interesting with a little help from James Blunt. Number 1, modal interchange. Modal interchange is when you take a chord from one key and insert it into the key you are currently playing in. A really common example of modal interchange in popular music would be to replace the 4 chord. So in this example, the 4 chord would be F because we're in the key of C with its minor equivalent from the minor key. My life is brilliant. My love is pure. I saw an angel. But am I sure? Major keys sound happy, so it's kind of nice to add a little bit of that darkness to it just to make things more interesting. It just kind of surprises the listener. Adding a minor chord to a major key can add a little bit of darkness or bittersweetness to an otherwise happy sounding key. I mentioned this very briefly in my step-by-step songwriting video, which you can watch here, somewhere on screen. Number 2, slash chords. A slash chord is when you play a chord, but the bass note is anything that is not the root. So for instance, in the key of C, I would normally use a C as my bass note, but here, I'm going to use an E as my bass note. Ooh, isn't that pretty? She smiled at me on the subway. She was with another man. And I won't get no sleep tonight, 'cause I've got a plan. If I want to take this concept a little bit further, I can use what's called a line cliche. A line cliche is when you use slash chords to create an ascending or descending line in the bass. It's called a cliche for a reason. It's something that you'll kind of find all over the place, but it's also popular for a reason. For my next rendition of James Blunt's You're Beautiful, you will hear this in the bass. Yes, she caught my eye as I walked on by. She could see from my face that I was flying high. If you want more examples of line cliches in popular music, the Beatles' Here, There, and Everywhere has a really pretty ascending line cliche, and Jim Croce's Time in a Bottle has a really nice descending line cliche. 3, secondary dominance. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the word dominant in music theory, it refers to the 5th scale degree. In the key of C, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna start on the G and play that G7 there, which is nice and crunchy. Whenever we play that dominant chord, it really feels like it wants to go home to the root of the scale. The thing that makes it a secondary dominant is that we're starting to do it instead of just going from that G7 to C, we're going to start doing the same thing for other chords in the progression. The way that we do that is to choose one of our chords within our chord progression. So I'm going to use A minor as an example. We're going to count up the scale in A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we get to an E. Just like in modal interchange, we're going to use a chord that is not actually in our key. But what's going to happen is that we're going to take that 5 chord and we're actually going to put it before the A minor. And what that's going to do is it's going to make A minor sound like the 1 chord just for a second, but long enough to give our A minor chord a little bit of extra oomph, a little more power. And I don't think that I'll see her again, but we shared a moment that will last till the end. If you enjoy this video, then you should subscribe to my YouTube channel with a smile on your face, 'cause I've thought up that I should be with you